All right, what's up, guys? Yeah, so I know we've been away for a while, but we're just busy with life and stuff. But we're pretty much back. Hopefully, we can be back consistently. Maybe like a video every week. I'll probably make a poll about that. We have been making shorts though, as you can see. Like Xavier has been making.
Yeah, and I was actually surprised that coming back from like for a little bit of a hiatus. Excuse me. Yeah, all my shorts are doing pretty well. I think there's one short that's now at like almost 10K, and it was me
Yeah, I saw that.
triggering the entire fan base. I'm surprised that it's still growing. Like, holy shit! I'm not gonna lie.
Literally.
And to all the haters, yeah, keep watching my shit and keep coping.
Yeah, keep coping. But anyway, yeah, like thanks for the views and support. Keep it coming. And we're gonna keep making content for you guys. Of course, we like to ask you guys what type of stuff you like. And like I said, we're gonna try to be consistent more on uploading. But anyways, before I say what video we're reacting to, you got anything else to say?
I don't know. I'm good.
All right, so today we're reacting to Atari, or basically, now this guy's really cool. I've always loved his YouTube channel. Um, I mean, I never really had disagreements with this guy. Maybe like one disagreement, but overall, this guy's a really good power scaler, and he's just a fun guy overall. Really cool guy. I do like how he's a lot different from the other power scalers. He's not toxic. He likes to do his own thing. He has his own unique style of how he power scales and what he does. He's also good at drawing too. He's a damn good artist. But yeah, shout out to him. We'll like link him in the description, all that stuff. But yeah, we're basically reacting to this video about Toon Force
Oh
and
boy.
also plot manip. Yeah.
Me personally, whenever I hear Toon Force, I just immediately roll my eyes because that's a dumb argument for anything. Like, oh, this
Yeah.
character can win because of Toon Force. No, like Luffy, Toon Force, the mask of SpongeBob unraveled the
This guy
universe.
this guy doesn't have enough Toon Force. This guy has all the Toon Force. Just a lot of like clowns just arguing over some stupid shit. Again, Toon Force is fodder. It's not that crazy. Um, I've always like explained why it's fodder, but I rather the video explain it because um like he goes into depth on why it's not that crazy, why it's over exaggerated, because it's crazy. Like there are actual people that think like people like SpongeBob or Uncle Grandpa could be Goku simply because they have Toon Force. The funniest shit I've ever heard in my life.
And
Um,
and you
yeah,
know it's bad when they're bringing up Uncle Grandpa. People actually remember Uncle
yes,
Grandpa? Are you shitting me?
exactly, and
Like,
it's funny. Yeah,
Like, SpongeBob, I can understand because he's still relevant and still popular, but Uncle fucking Grandpa?
I know. Like Jesus Christ,
Ew.
and exactly, like, and again, their whole logic is like the thing is, Toon Force people, like the ones that like wank it off, they don't have arguments. They just say the same thing, like, oh, they can reality warp, oh, they can do whatever they want. Yeah, that's cool, but they can only do that at like a finite level, like a 3D level. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna get into the video. So
Here we go.
yeah.
Hello everyone, it is me, Atari HMB, and today we're going to be talking about the one and only topic, Toon Force. That's right, Toon Force. And yeah, it's probably one of the more annoying topics we have to deal with. Not only is it spammed more than Outerversal and Hadokens in Street Fighter, but it's one of the topics that I really dislike, mainly because it's not being pointed out for what it really is. Let's go ahead and look at Greg Williams' definition of Toon Force. Now, feel free to pause the video to read the rest of the underlying lines, but I'm just going to read the first. Cartoon physics is a joking reference to the fact that animation allows the regular laws of physics to be ignored in humorous ways for dramatic effect. For example, when a cartoon character runs off a cliff, gravity has no effect until the character notices and reacts. So as you can see, that's not too bad, especially when it's done for a gag effect. And I do...
Hence he said gag. It's a gag. It's all a joke.
Yeah.
I hate when people say, oh, hey, yeah, this character doing something funny? That means they're boundless, bro. They're like Outerversal. Yeah. Like,
It's
no,
just-
like it just like you. So by your logic, Bugs Bunny is sawing off. What was it, Florida? That means because it's a gag, he's all of a sudden now out of Versal. Huh?
It's so silly. It's so silly.
It's so stupid.
You understand what a gag is, but do you understand what a gag is? Well, let's go ahead and look at the definition. No, not that definition. There we go. Much better. A joke or an amusing story or scene, especially one forming part of the comedic act in film or in a play. As you could see, there will be people saying, who else wants to argue with cartoon physics? Well, I certainly do, and there's a reason why.
You just mad because Popeye beat Saitama and he's omnipotent.
Continuing with the rest of our conversation before that moron interrupted, the main point is cartoon physics is nothing more but just a overhyped flowery version of low-level reality warping. That is all Toon Force is. Low-level reality warping. Nothing great, nothing crazy special.
Watch people still try to argue it though.
No, like that's the thing, right? Here's what's funny, right? No one has even like come close to even tried debunking this because there's nothing to debunk, right? But it's also the fact of the matter is like, yeah, like that's all it is. And there's always gonna be like people arguing. It's that you can't have it all. But yeah, that's literally what it is. And the thing is like it's simple. Like one thing I want to mention, I think he actually mentions this in the video, but I could be wrong. But like for all the people like talking about like SpongeBob's feats, by the way, like the one where like he pulled a string and the entire universe was gone, or galaxy, whatever you want to say, right? Let's just say universe. People don't even know the context of that. SpongeBob didn't do that. He found a string. He found it and then pulled on it, which literally anyone could have done. So that wasn't even a feat he did. He literally found a string and then pulled it. Like, how is that SpongeBob doing a feat?
Need I remind you, Patrick did the same thing to SpongeBob. So by that logic, because Patrick did that to SpongeBob, Patrick's now out of Versal.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's so silly. Like, SpongeBob didn't magically create a string and then pull. He found that string. And even if that was a feat of his own, it's like universal at best? It's
Yeah.
not outer, but I don't get it.
No, because people tend to say, "Oh, a person doing a universal feat equals boundless," because people don't know the tiering system. I don't know shit.
People don't know tiers. It's the same thing with like comic cards. Like they think anything 4D or 5D is just outer or boundless. It's like the funniest shit ever.
Even though that's not even it. See, I don't know shit about the power scaling, the tiering system, but even I know more of these fucking idiots.
Yeah, literally.
Like, and I don't know a fucking thing.
Exactly.
The only difference is that, well, it's just done as a joke for the most part. And yes, I'm aware that a lot of Toon Force characters have author-level writing and authority and awareness of the fourth wall. But again, a majority of these are usually inconsistent. Let's take, for example, SpongeBob. The same guy who can barely lift marshmallows or teddy bears is the same guy who somehow deleted all of existence. I mean, look at that. Seriously? And what about the Popeye and the Sun feat? I mean, so what? Look at DK. He punched the moon back to the Earth, but people were saying, oh, but the moon in the Mario verse is a lot smaller. Well, the same could be said for Popeye's Sun, which is very clear from that perspective. So again, if you're going to nerf Superman for these inconsistencies of his feats, you gotta do the same for Toon Force. The only way I will accept author level writing from a crazy, like, I don't know, pseudo outerversal Bugs Bunny or something like that is if we're using composite Bugs Bunny, because composite Bugs Bunny would be more acceptable because when it comes to composite characters, outliers don't even matter. Oh,
but that also depends. Also, on it too, just because it's a composite version of a character doesn't mean anything. Composite Bugs Bunny is pretty much just still Bugs Bunny. He doesn't scale anymore.
Yeah. And obviously this isn't Atari saying composite Bugs Bunny's outer. Like he just said that, hey, if you do want to somehow argue an outer Bugs Bunny, then at least you composite. But please don't like anyone take that in the wrong way. He is not saying composite bunny Bugs Bunny's outer. He's just saying if you want to make an argument with these characters, at least use a composite version, which I agree.
Yeah, I agree, but it also depends on which character you're doing a composite version of, because some composite characters are broken, some not so much.
Right.
And I quickly want to address a comment that in the last video was talking about how Popeye would completely solo Dragon Ball or destroy Goku. First and foremost, surviving a universal erasure is not even comparable to the entirety of Dragon Ball's macrocosm. Secondly, on top of that, Arale punched Toriyama in the face, or Toribot. And if you want to go by that logic and say Beerus is stronger, then what do we say? Beerus is author level and boundless nearly? Like, get out of here with that. It's an inconsistency. It's for comedic effect for the most part, or comic relief. You don't see us sitting here saying, well, Nami has haki because she hurt Luffy. Like, no. But again, I digress.
Can you pause it real quick?
Even when characters...
And that's another thing to add too, just like he mentioned. You know, people always go crazy about these gag characters and these Toon Force characters. And then you realize, right? And before I get into that, they always talk about how they were solo Dragon Ball. And then you realize, because, you know, if you actually read Dragon Ball and you read Dr. Slump, you would also know those verses, like, coincide with each other. It's the same verse, especially since Aurelie is there. But yeah, like, look at Aurelie and look at all the other gag characters. Like, Dragon Ball has the same thing as Bugs Bunny, Popeye, all those characters. Just like he mentioned, Aurelie literally, I've seen her punch the authors. I've seen her destroy the pages of the freaking manga and many more things. Like you guys go crazy over these gag characters and Toon Force characters, and then you realize, oh wow, it's already in Dragon Ball, and it doesn't even mean much, especially since Goku and other characters literally scale higher than Aurelie and like other characters.
And think about that shit. Aurelie is a Dragon Ball gag character, and she's not even shit to Goku.
Exactly.
So this whole, oh, this character has Toon Force, he could be Goku, bro. I swear to God, bro, he could be Goku. Don't mean shit. It doesn't mean a fucking thing. I'm sorry.
It literally doesn't.
Characters say the episode is all about them, they still get erased by Beerus. So if you want to go by that logic, or also assert that Krillin has fourth wall awareness, we have to be aware that these aren't always indicative to attack potency, particularly. It just has to do with whether or not these particular hacks work, and again, Toon Force is just another fancy way to say reality warper. But again, I have one more gripe to pick, especially outside of Toon Force, and that's plot manipulation. That is not a real thing. Plot manipulation has to do with the story element, or rather or not the main idea or the MacGuffin of a story. Just because you can manipulate the plot of a story doesn't mean it works in a versus battle setting. It doesn't. Period. It's just how it is. Why? Because people think Medaka can stand even a lick of a chance against Goku, and
I'm gonna be real, I don't know who the hell this character is. I still don't.
Me either. I know like the Medaka verse, but I never watched it. I don't know who these characters are. All I know is that they're probably relevant because of Goku, and I already know people are gonna be like, "Oh, this guy's meat riding." No, the thing is, there are a lot of these characters that literally got famous because of Goku. I kid you not. Like Featherine became relevant because of Goku, and now Madoka. Yeah, I mean, I've seen the verse get debunked, but yeah, and that's another thing too. Like these freaking lolly characters, like, oh yeah, this lolly goddess can beat Goku, and it's like, who even is that?
Who the fuck is this? Like, oh yeah, this character from my life, I got reincarnated as a fucking banana, and now I have to defeat God, and if I don't defeat God, I get trapped in hell. But there's also big booty bitches around, but I can't do anything because I'm a banana. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, that shit is stupid.
Like, nobody knows these unknown fodders. I'm sorry, nobody.
Because I'm like, who the hell is this dark blue haired bitch? Like, who? Like, they always bring some irrelevant ass character against Goku. Goku lives rent free in some of these dudes' heads. I swear to God.
Seriously.
Even want to have her fight Annals Voldigold? Are you kidding me? And yes, I'm aware of the IgM's billions of abnormalities, but that's not going to do anything, specifically because there's no specification on what they can do. For all we know, she can make French toast with one of the abnormalities with the sun. I don't know. But the point is, if you don't name them, then it doesn't even matter. It's just a list of numbers to sound impressive, but in reality, without an actual list of them, we can't really go over what they actually can do. Moreover, again, manipulating plot seems impressive, but that's only in verse. In a versus battle, there is no writer or author. Everything is neutral and based on objective facts. That's why plot manipulation never really is a thing. Even so, that said...
Excuse me? I'm responsible for not only abnormalities, I can even make characters into jokes. I can rewrite the entire fictional verse.
Now, as I was saying, the main point is characters can be self-aware of where they exist and even of other verses, but that doesn't give them automatic authority. It's like the Yumi Neko and Ghost in the Shell. It doesn't make them...
Just because Deadpool breaks the fourth wall does not mean he's boundless. I don't know. Like,
Bro,
I
I was just thinking that.
the amount of times I've seen characters where the ground is break the fourth wall even a little bit.
I can't hear you at all, but yeah, I agree.
It's like, so doing a gag, like just something simple, like, hey, look, I'm in a cartoon. I'm self-aware means I can now solo all of fiction.
Yeah.
That
No, and that's the thing. It's like, wait, people are always talking about these cartoon characters. Like, did y'all forget Deadpool exists? Like, Deadpool has been doing this before your cartoons. Most of these cartoons have even existed,
yeah.
and you guys aren't talking about that though. And mind you, Deadpool's not even bulletproof, and he's like can get beat by fucking Captain America, and he has Toon Force.
These characters, these people really be like,
Yeah, literally.
I don't know shit about anything, and I know more than these clowns.
infinitely above them all the time, unless, of course, authorized that has been approved. I mean, look at Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple. Are they infinitely above Case Closed because they consider Conan an anime character? No, it's just an Easter egg or a cameo. So just because you see Easter eggs or cameos doesn't automatically mean they hold this hierarchy of infinite authority over one another. But anyway, that's pretty much been it for this video. Now, for the most part, it's okay to use Toon Force. It certainly is a real thing. It's just reality warping for comedic effect. But I digress that people should stop using it as if it's some outerversal force to be reckoned with. Again, unless it's on a consistent basis, I don't think it should be used all the time. But again, composite, it was acceptable. But thank you guys so much for watching. This has been Atari H&B. I hope you enjoyed the new video format, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and be sure to share it as well and hit that bell button. Also, for any haters, send them a gator, because that's all we can do to these haters out there, even if they disagree. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. This is Atari H&B, and I'm signing off. Peace.
So yeah, that's pretty much the video.
And
I 100% agree.
yeah, I got no objections to anything. And people, I can't stress this enough. You cannot use gag characters for their versus battles because the gags don't really scale anywhere. Because it's just that, a gag. It's supposed to be funny. Something funny doesn't equal power.
Yeah, and again, at the end of the day, like you said, Toon Force, even if you want to wank it to the highest and most, it's just low-level reality warping, which literally would get destroyed by like very basic characters from Marvel, DC, Dragon Ball. Like, no, Toon Force is not crazy, and it never was.
You know what's funny? The Scarlet Witch, her reality manipulation is.
Her reality manipulation would literally make every Toon Force character cry and beg on their knees.
Hell, Mr. Mixaplick, he's a fifth-dimensional imp, and he makes most cartoon characters look like nothing.
That's what I'm saying. That's real Toon Force. That's real. I don't want to call it Toon Force, but that's real reality warping. I'm sorry.
Hell, The Mask, as much as The Mask has been wanked, even he can beat most of these cartoon characters sometimes.
True, because at least his power is based off something, and it's not just a cartoon.
Yes, it's just we're not saying you can't do it. I mean, I am, but that's just me. But I'm just saying, if you're going to bring up these quote unquote gag feats, use a composite version of a character. Don't just say, "Well, Bugs Bunny was the author of that one cartoon, so that means he's boundless." But then I can also bring up Elmer Fudd was the author of Bugs Bunny's cartoon, did the same thing to him that Bugs did to Daffy. So what's your argument?
Yeah, exactly.
But before we wrap this video up, you got any final thoughts?
Nah, that's really it, to be honest.
All right. Thank you guys for watching the video. Again, we're going to still make more content. We're going to be doing different things. Like, let us know what you guys want in the comments. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. God, I sound like
I know.
an average YouTuber, but hey, I got to build up the channel somehow. So we'll see you guys in the next one.
Peace.